Hello everybody, this is Joe with you today for daily devotion from March 4th. Let me read for you. Is this true of me? None of these things move me, nor do I count my life due to myself. Act 20 verse 24. It is easier to serve or work for God without a vision and without a call, because then you are not bothered by what He requires. Common sense, covered with a layer of Christian emotion, becomes your guide. You may be more prosperous and successful from the world's perspective and will have more leisure time if you never acknowledge the call of God. But once you receive a commission from Jesus Christ, the memory of what God asks of you will always be there to put you on to do His will. You will no longer be able to work for Him on the basis of common sense. What do I count in my life as dear to myself? If I have not been saved by Jesus Christ and have not surrendered myself to Him, I will consider the time I decide to give God and my own ideas of service as dear. I will also consider my own life as dear to myself. But Paul said to but Paul said he considered his life dear so that he might fulfill the ministry he had received, and he refused to use his energy in anything else. This verse shows an almost noble announcement by Paul at being asked to consider himself. He was absolutely indifferent to any consideration other than that of fulfilling the ministry he had received. Our ordinary and reasonable service to God may actually complete against our total surrender to Him. Our reasonable work is based on the following argument with which we say to ourselves, remember how useful you are here, and think how much value you will be in that particular type of work. That attitude chooses our own judgment instead of Jesus Christ to be our God as to where we should go and where we could be used the most. Never consider whether or not you are of use about you are you are of use, but always consider that you are not your own. 1 Corinthians 6 verse 19, you are His. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not very good. It's not good to choose our own work for God. It's better when you let God let you know what He wants you to do. When you are available, this is what I want to tell you today. Be available for God to use you, not just choose any spot, any place you wanna work. Yes, a lot of people want to be a pastor, but not all of us called to be a pastor. It's not only it's not only the it's not the only thing you can do for God. There's a lot of things that you can do. You can be somebody counselor. Somebody can call on you for, and or you can encourage some people. Be available for God to use you. If there's a point we could start with, it is this one: be available, be willing for God to use you. Jeremiah 1 verse 5: Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations. Maybe you said God was talking to Jeremiah. I think some of you are gonna say that. But the question I have for you: where is Jeremiah today? He's done. You know that. His time has passed. Now it's our time. It's up to us to decide whether we want to play around playing Christians with what God put in us, to or to use it for the great kingdom of God, to glorify God. We all receive the same call, which is, and He is to them, go into the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Mark 16 verse 15. But not all of us called to exercise or are called the same way, as there are many gifts of the Spirit. But today, just give God your time. Just put yourself in a place where God can use you. Don't choose your own place. Don't choose your own work. But let God talk to you. May God bless you.